What's up, guys? It's Dustin, and because I cut my finger yesterday at my day job, I might pass out during this video. It still hasn't healed. It's still bleeding if I take the bandages off. But I'm here on Nick Fuentes' page because, he's been catching my attention lately. Nick Fuentes had his breakthrough, and, he's getting his clips played on CNN. He's really making his breakthrough. So he caught my attention as a boomer. I suddenly am now paying attention to Nick Fuentes. I'm just kidding. I was actually listening to Nick Fuentes back when he was on YouTube. Back when Nick Fuentes had America First on YouTube. And I remember right before the whole COVID pandemic, whatever you would call it, broke out, Nick was on there consistently streaming. And I was watching and I was laughing my ass off. I was working at Samsung in their offices in Mountain View. And I would just, listen to it during the day. I didn't have a lot to do. And it would make me laugh. Nick is freaking hilarious. He's a dang comedian, and people don't even realize it. Recently, there's been this thing where people have been saying that he's finally broken containment, and it's really interesting. Really interesting. Very, very interesting. Just like this video. Thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing. And it's because he's had his clips played on CNN, and I don't feel like editing this video, so I'm not going to show them. But the funny thing that went viral, and it was on CNN, was a clip of Nick where he was saying that he is pissed off at Trump, and he is calling the whole MAGA movement just an utter embarrassment at this point. And, of course, CNN picked it up. They were like, look, disenchanted MAGA voter finally, what's the word I'm looking for? The white supremacist finally turned on his master. It's funny because during the election, what was Nick saying? He's saying, don't vote for Trump. Vote for Kamala Harris. And I at one point, I also said, I was like, that's retarded. You're counter-signaling everything. Is Kamala really a better option? Da-da-da-da-da. And he was like, his argument, and by the way, I wasn't actually watching his episodes at the time. Honestly, I don't really watch him regularly. I just see clips, and I think the clips are great. He has a lot of great clips. But at the time, I wasn't really hearing exactly what he was saying. And his argument, which at the time I did not believe it at all, was that, first of all, J.D. Vance is a fraud. He's not actually a Marine. He's basically a deep state plant in conjunction with Peter Thiel. He's owned by Peter Thiel. He's owned by the PayPal Mafia and the CIA. And, of course, the Palantir are projects started by the CIA through Stanford University, fully funded by the CIA through Stanford. He has videos on it that are utterly fascinating. But the point that I'm making, if you'll allow me to continue, is I did not believe Nick when he was saying, don't vote for Trump. And the reason he was saying don't vote for Trump, despite the fact that he had dinner with Donald Trump and Kanye West all those years ago, and that despite the fact that he was a Trump voter in 2016, is because Donald Trump, at this point, is being run entirely by Israel. He is an Israeli puppet. Now, if you love Israel, be my guest. If that's your homeland, if that's what you want to be a fan of, you are welcome to do so. The frustrating part for Americans is that Israel has so many claws in the government and is sending so much of my tax dollars to the government. I love that clip of Sam Hyde where he says the Bible has a passage that says, thou shalt send missiles to Israel. Thou shalt sweat and bleed to work to make money to send more missiles to Israel. Thou shalt provide thine tax dollars to bomb civilians and kill women and children in Israel. And with that sentence, this video will no longer get any views. But I'm fully demonetized anyway, so I don't even care. It's funny. It's really funny. There's a lot of funny things that Nick Fuentes says, and I think that's one of them. I think that's one of the funniest things Sam Fuentes has ever said. Now I'm starting to understand why Nick said, don't fall for it. Don't vote for Donald Trump. By the way, if J.D. Vance ever gets, if he's going to be the next one up, I'm sorry, I'm not voting for J.D. I do not trust him one bit. I do not think he can put American interests first. And I've seen Nick saying, vote for Gavin Newsom instead. And my problem with this, because he looks at Gavin, he's like, look, Gavin has all these white children. Gavin is clearly more interested in the preservation of the American white majority, soon to be a minority, if not already. The people who created the country were white. The Constitution originally said that it's freedom for every white man. Of course, they changed it later because it just seemed like people were suffering unnecessarily with slavery, which was imported by slave ship owners. Now, melting pot, this and that, da-da-da-da. I think you should at least maintain like 80% to 60% of that original ethnic group, because my favorite places are where there's low crime and high integrity, high trust, where you can have a box of eggs out in front of your farm where people donate money and you don't have, what do we call them, basketball players, Americans, stealing your cash out of your chicken coop box and taking all the eggs as well, because it's just a low-hanging fruit for them, destroying the trust of a society. You know, I've already filled this form out. I would encourage you to fill out one of these forms as well. I have little else to say in this video. Please like and subscribe. And by the way, I have another channel. It's linked in the description, where I talk about tech stuff. And I'm actually doing some really fun vlogs on there. Don't talk about politics at all on that channel. It's entirely about tech and LLMs, and I'm doing a series where I build Minecraft and I'm vibe coding it, so I'm calling it Vibecraft. And I really want to build like a better Minecraft, because I think Minecraft just sucks and it could be so much better if it had smaller blocks. But that right there is like a huge technical challenge for a number of reasons that I get into on the channel. So if you want to check that out, there's a link in the description and you can go and do that. I'm also giving out free code templates for Fast API. So if you want a server-side implementation for your user authentication, you can totally get that for free from my school community. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the ER, because I think my finger's going to fall off.